Thank you, Senator. My name is Greg Jacob. I'm a former combat Marine veteran and former military commander, and I am the policy director for the Service Women's Action Network. I'm here today to express the Service Women Action Network's full and continued support for the Military Justice Improvement Act. I'd like to make 3 basic points about the bill and talk a little bit about how it will affect the military. Much has been said by the military about the necessity for prosecutorial authority to remain in the hands of commanders in order for good order and discipline to be maintained and in order for exceptional performance on the battlefield to occur. The fact of the matter is that Army data shows that in the first 4 years of the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, there wasn't a single court-martial convened by the Army during that time in Afghanistan, and there were no court-martials convened by the Army during the war in Iraq until the major fighting had stopped about 18 months after the war began. In fact, 3 of the major infantry divisions that were deployed during that time to go to war, the 101st Airborne Division, the 82nd Airborne Division, and the 3rd Infantry Division, had stripped their commanders of prosecutorial authority before they had deployed in theater. So clearly, the military believes that it's more important for commanders to fight a war than it is for them to prosecute criminal cases. The second point I'd like to make is that SWAN has been at the forefront of work with the House and the Senate on sexual assault reforms within the NDAA, and a lot has been accomplished. This past year there were 30 provisions. The year before there were over 20 provisions, and all of these bills have lacked the basic language that would change this key fundamental structure within the Department of Defense. I apologize. The other point I'd like to make about that is that there were reforms in the National Defense Authorization Act that were previously voted on, which would not have been required had the NDA dealt with this issue earlier on. The longer that Congress delays in implementing this fundamental change to reform, more and more victims are going to fall victim to this terrible crime. The third thing that I'd like to reflect upon is that we need and deserve a military that reflects the values of the nation that it serves. We live in a nation where we value things like justice for victims of crimes and a fair trial for those who are accused of crimes. We believe that justice should be blind, and we believe in the rule of law. So we really think that the military needs to be subject to that rule of law rather than above that rule of law. So at this point, SWAN would urge complete and full passage of the Military Justice Improvement Act, and I thank you for your time.